Hello everyone, I am Sasha Morrison, the graphic designer for Fusion Racing, and this is Fusion Racing's Guide to Canva. What I will be going through with you today is just a quick step-by-step on how to create a portfolio layout, as well as some tips and tricks to maximizing your success of using Canva. So what you're going to start with is to create a document that is the size of a portfolio. You're going to go into your side taskbar here and click Create. Then as there is no size document that is accurate for a portfolio that Canva offers, you're going to scroll down to custom size and type in these dimensions, but you really need to make sure that you swap it from pixels to centimeters as you're creating an A3 document. So the width of the portfolio is 42 centimeters and the height is 29.7 centimeters. Now make sure that just look over it, make sure that this is what it looks like, and then create new design. And it should take you to this, just a blank document. The next thing that you're going to want to do after you've created this is go File, and then Settings, and then click Show Guides and Rulers, which should be on, and then click Add Guides. The guides are put in place for you so then you can accurately lay out your page when you're doing your portfolio writing. Now, you don't want this many columns for your portfolio. So what you're going to do is click Custom. You're going to change that to 3 columns, a 0.5 centimeter gap, and a 1 centimeter margin over here. 1 centimeter margin. And then if you click Add Guides, it should come up with this, which is going to be your layout for your portfolio. But what you also are going to want to do is get another one across the top. So you're going to go back into Settings, Add Guides again. You've already got this set out. So you need a 1 centimeter margin. So you need one row with a 1 centimeter margin, and then click Add Guides. And there you are. So after you've got this set out, which is going to be your layout for your portfolio, it's time to add some headings. So go back into your side taskbar and go to your text section where you can go click Add Heading. Now, this is quite an uncomfortably large size. So what I recommend to do is change it to 40 as the size for your massive heading. And then feel free to browse the font section that Canva has and find a professional font that you feel would match your team the best. Personally, Fusion Racing uses Poppins, so for the sake of this video, I will also use Poppins. So what you do from here on out is change it from add a heading to, let's say this is your enterprise portfolio and your first page is your team identity. So what you're going to do is just type in team identity, change the layout, so the alignment, so it's to the side, and bring it nice up and close to the top. Then there's also the option of changing the color. You can pick from some of the default solid colors that Canva offers, or you can go into the document colors and use the color wheel to pick a new color. So for the sake of this, I will just do a nice purple. Oh, of course you have to highlight the text first. Just change it to a nice purple. Yeah, so that's a nice pale purple. The next thing that you're going to want to do is add a subheading. Now, when you're adding a subheading, it's important to make sure that these aren't the same size as your bigger headings, because you want to put as much information on these pages as you can, and having size 40 subheadings is a little unconventional. So what I recommend is you go up to your font size, and instead of 52, you go for 12, which seems a bit small, so I'm just going to zoom in. And from here, you can drag it to where you'd like, and say we'll go team logo. I recommend doing your subheadings in bold as it makes it easier. So if you've written it out and it's not in bold, what you're going to want to do is go up to the top here and click this button here, which will make it uppercase. So maybe put that here. So after you've got your big heading and as well as your subheading, you can add a little body of text. So go back onto your side bit and click add a little body of text, and yet again it's very big, so I recommend using size font 8, because that way when your portfolios are printed it's readable still. Now this is the color purple because our subheadings are purple, but I recommend changing it to a neutral color. So going to black or gray or something readable, because that way it's more professional. So what you've done here, add that there, and then we'll say the team logo was created, oh, that's not how you spell that, created using Canva. Now what you can do, because you've already got your guides, you can use them to lay this out properly and go back up to the top and change your alignment to the side. So then it looks like this. You're also welcome, as you can see, I've left a bit of a spot here. You're welcome to add some sort of contents taskbar. For example, I'll go into shapes, get myself a square, drag this up here, go like that, stretch it across there, and maybe we'll make this magenta, because why not? And then you can have some sort of taskbar there and break that up and have your page numbers across the top. Just bring this up here. So yeah, this is your basic layout of what your page should look like. After you have that, it's time to add some elements. So Canva has a variety of tools that caters to all needs across the competition. So what you can do is go into the side and you can look. If you opt not to use this type of layout, you can go into templates and find something that works for you. Your brand, which you can use color palettes, uploads where you can put your photos, your drawing tools, but right now we're just going to focus on the elements. So something that you can do using Canva, which is quite helpful, is remove the background of a photo. So for example, I will use this photo here and just go up the top here and click background remover. This photo was taken at one of our industry events. And as you can see, Canva will get rid of the background. So then you are able to shrink that down and put that wherever you please without it having the background. If you're not happy with what it's done, you click edit up the top and it can take you to Magic Eraser, and using your tool you can erase the elements that you don't want and Canva will smooth it out. So for example, maybe let's say I only want one of the cameramen in this photo and this one I don't want. I can click erase. And Canva will go ahead and remove it. It's also got the restore button, which can help with that as well. And there's also, if you make a mistake, you can reset your tools. The next thing that you can do is using a square element here, which you can just find in your average ones. You can change the shape of the square very easily just using your cursor. However, if you want to make the entire square bigger or smaller, hold down Shift and drag it. So that way it will not be fluid while you're changing it. There is also the option to change it through the color wheel, as I previously discussed. However, this time it's got some of the photo colors on there, so you can choose to use the colors that are already on the design. There are also some hotkeys that you can use in Canva. So as you can just see, I just deleted the square. If you hold down Control Z, it will bring the square back and you can use it again for your design. If you hold down Control Shift Z, it will redo what you've already done. So that's redo. Yep. There's also Control X, which is cut, and then Control V, which is paste. And something that's also quite helpful using Canva is just using your keyboard, you can access the shapes from the elements section. So if you hold down R, it will come up with a rectangle that you can bend. If you hold down, you don't need to click Shift or anything. If you just click C, you'll get a circle. T, you can get a text box, which will come up with your font. So it's coming up with Poppins right now. and then L, which will get you a line. With the lines, if you hold down Shift, you can use free control and make the line whatever size you want. However, if you don't hold down Shift, the line is a bit more structured and can connect to your elements. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide to Canva. I would just like to say that sometimes there can be some constraints as some of these features are only available in the premium version. But overall, thank you for watching and good luck at your competitions.